Hello again. New, get out of here, Nvidia. Um, a new, a new week. This is the last Friday of this month. Um, so I kind of have to come up with a plan for what I'm gonna do, although I already have it. Um, as I said, my porn goal largely failed. That's fine. I'm not gonna act like it isn't. I haven't been kind of on and off. There are plenty of times when I just don't do it. As a matter of fact, these last 2 days, and probably this day too. I imagine for like the remainder of this week, I'm not going to do it. Mostly because I have a friend coming over, um, or a friend who's in California for the week. So I'd rather focus on that and use my time in that way. Um, Schoolwork, that's fine. It's coming off pretty fine. Unfortunately, because of the nature of how my class is, I do have to kind of work myself up to doing it because it is entirely like create a video for a discussion. Here's a quiz, do reading, that type of thing. So it is a bit slow going for me because I find those assignments really a hell of a lot harder than just like a typical. Well, obviously, a typical worksheet is pretty easy in comparison. Even just a normal discussion board is easy. Making videos like this one, while it has gotten easier for me, when it's talking in a more structured or scripted way, it doesn't really come across that great. I don't want to script these videos, obviously. It feels like a really big hassle, and part of the grading rubric is that I'm not looking away from the camera, and I'm actually looking dead on so that it can feel like a discussion or a conversation. So I try not to script them. I might have to make some notes for some of these because, yeah, I don't plan on just having an entire article open to the side that I'm supposed to skim over while I'm talking. I'm gonna leave notes as to what I think so that I can actually say what I am, engage in the discussion as it be. Um, I actually ended up failing my wake up goal today because this is entirely on special occasion. I didn't anticipate that I'd end up staying up till like fucking 2 o'clock in the morning. So I think it's pretty fair that I didn't even hear the alarm when it went off. That's just kind of, yeah, no shit. Of course you woke up at 9. It just makes sense. I don't want that to happen again, so I'm gonna try and not let that happen again. I'm gonna try and organize with my friend. Let's not fucking do that next time. I would like to at least not on weekdays, since it is a Friday and we're going into a weekend. It's fine, but the whole, the whole, the whole, um, staying up super late on weekdays. I would prefer not to do that. It's just not something I want. Um, After the failure for my workout goal last time, which yeah, I ended up failing because I just fucking forgot. It's crazy how forgetting one day leads into forgetting every other day. Uh, I'm setting up an alarm for that. I'm gonna set it up to go off probably either midday or before bed because those are usually the times that I can do it. But before bed is usually when I'm actually at home, so I'll probably do something like that. Have it go off then, capitulate to it, and then just as a way of reminding myself, because my goodness, man, I have it's there are so many examples of me just forgetting to do it and then me failing because of that. I'm not gonna forget today. After this video, I'm gonna fucking do it. But yeah, overall, little bit of failure. I'm hoping to move into next month a hell of a lot better. I'm going to see if a more structured approach instead of the ex contemporaneous approach that I had with my previous one for the porn goal is better, especially seeing as I tried to build up resistance with that one, was the whole point of the exercise. But let's see if going back to structure is good, if it actually gives me some level of improvement. If it don't, I'll just have to figure something out or incorporate some new methods. I have been very slow when it comes to this. I think I need to start speeding it up in other things. Obviously, I was speeding it up in terms of how fast I'm advancing and trying to abstain, but I actually have to utilize other stuff. I also have to make sure I hold myself a whole lot more accountable. And if I find that I can't hold myself as nearly as accountable as I want to, um, I have to get other people involved. I have to actively talk to other people and make it a an issue that is beyond just me, an issue that is only only an issue that is outside of me. That's what I was looking for. Because I'm not technically doing this alone, but when there's not a direct other face to talk to or direct other person to regularly talk to, it becomes a lot more difficult to do it, and it still makes me feel like I'm doing it alone. So that kind of sucks. But other than that, I left my cursor over the stop button, and it just stopped. I did actually want to talk about something. Um, Yesterday, I went to see Backrooms. I already knew I was gonna like the movie because I like the internet series that Kane Parsons has made, and I like a lot of his other work too. So if it was anything like that, I was already gonna I was already gonna like it. But I think I found my new favorite movie. I just like it that much. I think it is that great of a movie. Um, I had a wonderful time with it, and it's really interesting to find a piece of art that just kind of, or to find any piece of art that just kind of speaks to you on a certain level. I find that obviously as I watch more this coming October, which actually we're about 3 months away from now, I'm going to be watching even more horror movies. I actually got a couple of ideas based off of some of the stuff that I can see in theaters too, so that's always really nice. Particularly, I keep seeing stuff for Evil Dead Burn. I might, since it's Halloween, I might try to, at the very least, watch most of the Evil Dead franchise. I don't actually know all that much about it. It's kind of one of those things I do as research during the time when I'm looking for movies to watch, and I'm probably gonna do that with that, unless like some special occasion, like with Mission Impossible, where again my friend came over and we just kind of binged the whole series then. But as I watch more and more movies, it's kind of more and more movies engage with more and more art, like video games and books. It's kind of interesting how much a variety of pieces of art can speak to either your own human experience, your own human feelings, your own ideals. It's very interesting how, at the very least, I can connect with such a wide variety of ideas, even though they don't speak directly to me or even fit my demographic half the time. Uh, for class, I had to read Fried Green. It's Fried Green Tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe, I think. Pretty sure that's the dish they used. But I had to read that, and despite me not fitting the demographic for the book at all, I still found it to be to speak a lot to a lot of the ideas I have, and I found it to be generally very intriguing and a very interesting book to read, even though I am very inconsistent when it comes to reading books. I just found it to be a great time, and I'm not done with it. I'm saying it like that because I haven't read it in like a week. I need to. I need to finish the book up and then actually move on to other books that I need to read. and legitimately finish. So I find that to be amazing, like truly amazing, and I think I could use stuff like that in a sense to actually, either teach me be better or just develop my own mind a bit more. I want to I kind of want to incorporate stuff like art into the way I resist pornography, because I have a feeling that if I can have the same sort of obsession that I have with really art and ideas that I seem to have for pornography, I might actually be able to do a whole lot. It just it just feels like a lot of my energy is being channeled into that, and it shouldn't be. I should be channeling my energy either into actually experiencing a piece of media or potentially making something. I keep saying it. I've said it so many times that a great outlet would be to make something. One of the biggest issues is I don't know what the fuck to make. I don't really know what to do. And that's kind of been my biggest problem. I have to find out what I want to do, which oftentimes comes down to something as simple as actually experimenting. I mean, I could technically be making something, as this video would demonstrate. I accidentally stopped that video because I touched my little touchpad on the laptop, and that was enough to register as a click on the stop button. Never gonna leave that over that again, because good lord, that was stupid. I think I've done that one other time. Let's not make it a third, huh? But like there's a little bit of that here, but I don't know if that's like exclusively what I want to do. I've I've been realizing that I'm starting to take a bit more of an interest in more like labor things. When I was specifically like chopping up whatever wood that came off the tree so that I could put it within the like organics barrel or organics bin for trash every Monday, I found myself having a really nice time. Obviously, I live in California, so if I am gonna do like extended stuff, I have to like put sunscreen on and legitimately prepare and do all that crap, which I don't really have a problem with. Or I have to make sure like I don't spend more than 30 minutes at a time outside, because I mean I'm I'm pretty white. It's not that hard to tell. You can I think you can get the picture that my skin's pretty sensitive to the sun, and I think I read that 30 minutes was like the recommended time you should stay outside uh, without sunscreen. So try my best to mitigate that while still doing all that stuff. Or I could wear long clothes. That works too. But it's also, again, like I said, hot as fuck. So not quite sure that's a good idea. But I don't know. I guess I have to think a bit more on it so that I can come to a actual conclusion. But if I am going to be thinking, I should probably be writing any of my brainstormed ideas down so that I actually have something to go off of, right? Because, duh, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know. I need an actual way of coping instead of just hoping that my willpower will develop. If I'm actually able to find a way to utilize that energy and time to do something else, well, one, it'll certainly feel more productive at the very least, and two, it'll actually legitimately distract me from wanting to utilize pornography for anything. If I'm able to find an outlet that's not that, I think that'll be pretty much infinitely more healthy than the what I'm currently doing. So yeah, I got I got a lot of stuff to one think about to do. I got a lot of stuff to do. So I'm gonna try and at the very least do some of it and not just sit around doing nothing. like I seem to do all the time. Anywho, I'm done rambling on. Hopefully I actually do something this time. I will see myself next time.